Hey guys, it's Steven here with Foxtrot Family Law. We've done this before. We're going to do it today. We're going to answer some questions on Avvo. Avvo, that's AVVO.com. It's pretty much just like Facebook for lawyers. But what the opportunity is for folks like you out there, parents and relatives that want to stand up for themselves in child custody cases, for those that want to be more effective in child custody cases, you can throw out a question about your situation. Now, certainly, either our office or me or anybody else is not going to be able to give legal advice specific to your case, but maybe it is an opportunity to get some general information. And I thought today we've got Veronica with us. She did such a good job helping us out last month on one of our videos. So I thought this was an opportunity to maybe make it a little more engaging, a little more natural, in that Veronica is going to be asking me the questions, and then we'll have a little bit of a discussion about that. And then hopefully the information in that discussion will help you guys at home. So let's take a look at the first question for the day on Avvo. Veronica, help me out here and let's get this going.
All right. So the first question is, can I get temporary full custody of my ex-girlfriend's baby?
Okay, so before you go any further, I love questions like this, and I hate questions like this because, I mean, yes, like you ask a yes or no question, the answer is yes. Like, will you? I don't know. More complicated response, more complicated situation. So when you are out on the internet seeking information, and especially with something like Avvo, dial in and be specific, and yes or no questions aren't necessarily going to be the most helpful. So we really need to dial in. So let's see where this goes from here. Veronica? Yeah.
So they went more specifically and they said, my ex-girlfriend's baby was taken by DHR from the hospital a year ago. She has done what they required her to do, but she still hasn't given the baby back. Can she give me temporary full custody to get the baby out of a foster home? We have concerns that DHR is wanting the foster parents to adopt the baby and not wanting the mother to get her back.
Okay, so great. So thank you for clarifying. Thank you for really digging in. I know the way Avvo sets it up is sometimes you ask a really broad question and then you dial in. So thank you for that. Again, none of this is legal advice specific or unique to your case. Whether it's somebody in your area or our office at Foxtrot Family Law, you are more than welcome to schedule an initial consultation with one of our client relationship specialists. But let's talk generally about what we can regarding this situation. DHR wanting the foster parents to adopt a baby. Yeah, that could be true. We're talking about a very small child. That's kind of the gold mine for foster parents. That's the gold medal, so to speak. That's a home run for foster parents to be able to engage with a child at that age. Foster parents are, and listen, I'm grateful for foster parents and for the benefit they are to our society. But a lot of foster parents are seeking to adopt. And if they're seeking to adopt, they're going to be more prone to do so or more adamant about doing so if the child is younger. And then DHR has a vested interest and incentive in making sure that foster parents are happy and that they still want to be part of the program. So in a situation like this, we need to be aware of those dynamics. We need to understand a situation like this from a global perspective, not just the facts of the case. So yes, you're right to be concerned. You're right to worry. You're right to seek advice and counsel here. If the child is in foster care, you should have a right to an appointed attorney. If you choose to go with court-appointed representation, that's fine. If you are in a position where you have the resources or can amass the resources from friends and family to retain your own private counsel, a lot of people choose to do that if they have those resources available. But yeah, I would be very clear about what DHR is wanting the mother to do or you to do. Because if the child's in foster care, you're going to have to take legal action of your own. And I'm sorry, I'm going on and on and on about this. Going to take legal action of your own to assert your rights and to attain temporary custody. DHR ain't going to let you do that with like a wink, a nod, and a handshake. So yeah, you're probably going to need a lawyer here to be effective here, to stand up for yourself, to prevent what you're right to worry about as a very scary scenario in which parental rights are terminated and the child is adopted out of foster care. Veronica, let's take a look here at, I'm not going to share the screen this time, but let's just take a look at the next question on our list here. Let's see, start right there.
All right, so the question is, if I have a child that I did not know I had, then
probably years.
I think, yeah, and then 13 years later, here she comes. Can I involuntarily sign over my parental rights?
Another yes or no question. So we see how this is happening. Like, yes, in theory, that's something somebody can do. That's going to need to be approved by the judge. Some old school terminology here. A judge isn't necessarily going to allow a child to be bastardized. Yes, that's a technical term. Yes, that's a legal term. I apologize to the kids at home that have listened to a child custody video. Seriously, if you're under the age of like 17 and you're watching this video, man, like you need to think about some other things. But yeah, so let's see. I mean, you can try. I would get a lawyer to fill out the paperwork or draft up the paperwork, make sure everything's above board. I would make sure that you guys have given adequate thought and consideration to the best interest of the child in this situation. Otherwise, you're going to be on the hook, man. I think she can go back 2 years on child support. I mean, she can't, I think you'd have a good argument that she can't go back 13 years and stack it up that way. But you would need to go over that in more detail with a lawyer of your own to determine that. But yeah, man, theoretically, I mean, but now what? So what do we do next? Meet with a lawyer, talk about your goals, and that's something you can definitely pursue and give yourself the best chance. Because I mean, sitting here doing nothing ain't going to get you where you want to be. Let's see. I hope that's helpful. But yes, theoretically, that's something for you to absolutely pursue on your own and get more information on. Let's do one more, Veronica, in our 3-hit answers on Avvo afternoon.
All right. So can I click on to expand it?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
The question is, can I move my child out of state if there's no custody agreement? And
yes.
they go further into it and they say, I moved out of state for work and my 13 originally stayed back with his father. I think he meant 13-year-old.
Okay.
And has come to visit for the summer. He's a whole different person since he's been around there, since he's been there. His mental health has improved. Been here, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
His mental health has improved and he's happy. The schools in my new city offer far more opportunities than back home. He wants to stay. Am I obligated to bring him back if there's no custody agreement?
Love this question.
That's really good details too.
Yeah, love this question. Delicate situation. Love this question, tough situation. You guys are in what I call the child custody Wild West. If there's no custody agreement, if there's no custody order, and you are the biological parent of this child, and you have a birth certificate for this child, I mean, what would you be violating? No. I mean, it's your kid. I mean, I don't know. I mean, listen, don't take my word for it. I'm just thinking out loud here. This isn't legal advice unique to your situation. I'm just reacting to this question. But I'd want to meet with this person and I'd want to understand what they think is stopping them. So if the parent, though, then, and this ain't legal, this is just practical, and it's a little bit legal. If this parent wants to just not put their child back on a plane, wow, it could create some litigation here. And I don't know what the other jurisdiction is. Did we see that? Was that in the?
Asked in Huntsville.
Well, yeah. I mean, the person asking the questions in Huntsville.
But we didn't. they didn't say anything about.
Right. So what you would look for if you met with an attorney on this, some challenges you might encounter would be where any litigation would need to take place. Kids lived somewhere else for however long, kids just in Alabama for the summer. You're going to run into some jurisdictional questions, whether the dad, if he did file a case against you for withholding the child, would file it in Alabama or file it in, let's just say, Washington or Illinois or somewhere. California. Yeah. That's
different.
That's what you're going to be looking at. So you might end up on the wrong side of litigating a case halfway across the country, depending on where the other jurisdiction is. Something to explore, something to be aware of, something to consider. But theoretically, there's nothing stopping you. It's just what happens next and what do you do about it? So if it's important enough to you, I hope that you will seek legal counsel and talk with somebody about that and get the information you need, not to make any decision that just some lawyer tells you to take, but be armed with the information to make your own decision. That's 3 for 3. Again, guys, I don't know these folks' situations. I don't know your life. I don't know your kids.
We only see what they put on there.
Right.
That's
well,
which is not much detail.
even then, I mean, it's like WebMD. I mean, like my arm hurts. Like, well,
Oh,
okay, like
you're dying.
I don't think, I don't think some doctor is going to get on there and like start doling out specific medical advice. So nothing here is should be construed to be legal advice. We're just kind of talking about some of the general issues that are raised by some very good questions here on avvo.com. That's avvo.com. You can see more questions at the site. We'll put a link in the description.
It's like legal Reddit. It's legal Quora.
What?
Quora. You know what that is?
Quora.
I said Quora. Quora. See, I'm not originally from the South.
It's a plural of
Michigan. Quora.
Like a critical mass.
But Avvo's like legal Reddit.
Avvo.
See, I'm from Michigan originally, so
which is actually the origin of that term is abogado, which is Spanish for lawyer, which is from avo.
So it's avocado, not avocado.
It's a lot like avocado, but yes.
But yeah, I actually didn't know that. It is Spanish for lawyer.
Avogado, which is from Latin, which is avo. I don't know what the origin is, but that's why it's called Avvo, avvo.com. The link to our profile will be there in the description. The link to any other questions you might have about child custody here in Alabama will be in the description as well. Thank you guys for listening, watching. I hope this was helpful. And thank you, Veronica, for stepping in and helping liven up the dynamic here.
Until next time.
Until next time. Thanks, guys.